Great is God's faithfulness. That best describes the story of Life in Messiah for 125 years. It was God who stirred the hearts of a group of Christians in Chicago. They were moved by the spiritual and material needs of the thousands of Russian Jewish people fleeing persecution. In November 1887, the Chicago Hebrew Mission was born. Founder William E. Blackstone's God-given vision focused on reaching Jewish people with the gospel and preparing believers for Jewish outreach. That vision of sharing God's heart for the Jewish people survived 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and an ever-changing culture. It was and is a God-sized vision. Not only does Life in Messiah work in the United States and Israel, we have staff and partners in France, the Netherlands, Japan, Canada, Mexico, and Argentina. We go wherever God opens the door into a Jewish community. Life in Messiah staff members have a passion, a God-given passion to reach the lost of the house of Israel with a message of true hope and lasting peace. Life in Messiah's mission is to share God's heart for the Jewish people through evangelism, discipleship, and equipping believers for effective ministry. Brooklyn has the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. Jewish communities around the world all seem to be connected to Brooklyn. Emmanuel House on Flatbush Avenue is a strategic hub for Brooklyn ministry. Just blocks from Orthodox neighborhoods, it is a center for worship, study, media broadcast, and fellowship. It is our training center for evangelism teams heading to Israel and for believers learning to share the gospel with Jewish people.
The push in Brooklyn has been with the Orthodox and the Hasidic. Really feel that's a difficult mission field, but it's one that God is, not only us, but other Jewish ministries in the city, it seems like, are starting to focus on. God is moving in there.
This is sort of the heart of Russian Jewish America, is right here in Brighton Beach, and we're on the boardwalk where for many summers we brought teams and groups and individual outreaches to Russian Jewish people.
We are so thankful for strong partnerships with other Jewish ministries in Brooklyn and around the world. The Shelter, a youth hostel on the southernmost tip of Israel, has welcomed Life in Messiah workers for decades.
Friday nights we have an evangelistic meeting. We share a very clear, very to-the-point gospel message, and afterwards we have a meal together. We have Bible studies every day. We work our way chapter by chapter through the New Testament, and that's kind of twofold. We use it for discipleship and also for evangelism, obviously. We are the only congregation here in Eilat, and so we have many different language groups. We have Russians and Spanish and English speakers and Hebrew, and sometimes people come who speak Arabic. And so we have translation into all the different languages, but it's a little picture of heaven.
We are grateful for our partnership with the Shelter. Our growing staff in Israel serve in several areas, including evangelism, discipleship, church planning, and theological training. Short-term evangelism teams strengthen our work as well as that of other ministries. Yes Israel teams serve on the streets with Dov Bikas, sharing the gospel with those lost in a world of drugs, prostitution, and human trafficking.
South Tel Aviv, it's most of the miserable, poor area of Israel with lots of drug addicts, alcoholics, prostitutes. A woman called me one day and she was a victim of human trafficking and she needed help. Ladies that suffered so much, we even cannot imagine what they went through, like young, innocent girls that got the age of 18, 19, got captive and forced to do prostitution. And I very believe if Jesus would like live today in these days, so this is the areas he would go.
It was Paul who wrote in Romans chapter 1, "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Gentile." All the events of redemptive history happened in this place, Jerusalem. He had a passion for this place, but not only the place, the people. His passion for the people of Jerusalem and all of Israel was that they would be saved. And that is the same passion that beats in the hearts of the workers with Life in Messiah International. Partner with us. God is doing great things through Life in Messiah.